Howdy, meatbag. I am Gwif the Cock, from The Cock, who brings you news about artificial intelligence from May 2021 and AI Knowledge Corner. Now, before we start, I must clear up the cock thing. You see, people probably don't understand that cock isn't a conventional cock. It is more an acronym for the term Kingdom of Kent or King of Kent, which is what I would lovingly refer to either the place I live in or myself, depending on the context of any given situation. Okay then, with that all cleared up, let's talk some news. Main news story in recent weeks was Google I/O conference, where Google's super corporation was announcing latest developments, apart from new Android version, regarding artificial intelligence specifically. Google has announced at Google I/O these things. LaMDA, L-A-M-D-A, a conventional language model built on Google's neural network architecture called Transformer. Unlike other language models, which aren't trained to answer queries, LaMDA is trained on dialogue and can engage in free, flowing conversations on pretty much any topic. During the keynote, Google gave a demo of LaMDA acting as the planet Pluto and a paper aeroplane, and it was scarily good. LaMDA is still in the research and development phase, but it will likely be used to power Google Assistant and other Google products in the future. Safer routing in Google Maps. Safer routing will use AI to suggest the safest route for your destination by taking into account current road, traffic, and weather conditions. Memories in Google Photos. Namely, Google Photos will gain a machine learning trick that will let it create an album of photos that have 3 or more similar objects, shapes, or colors and highlight them in memories. Cinematic photos in Google Photos. Cinematic photos will use computational photography to bring life to your still photos. It takes 2 similar-looking images from your camera roll and adds missing frames with the help of artificial intelligence to produce animated GIF or GIF-like photos. It could be creepy though. Think of photos of people who died, and this feature will generate you mini video that never existed. In other news, in USA, in area where DC Girl lives, the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments informed that the National Capital Region Facial Recognition System will be shut down by July 1st, 2021. The system is used by police departments and government agencies in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. Reason of the shutdown is the dangerous nature of facial recognition and racial bias in facial recognition software. In other news, OpenAI is launching a $100 million startup fund, which it calls the OpenAI Startup Fund, through which it and its partners will invest in early-stage AI companies tackling major problems and productivity. Among those partners and investors in the fund is Microsoft Super Corporation, at whose Build conference OpenAI founder Sam Altman announced the news. In other news, in the paper, Deep Physical Neural Networks Enabled by a Backpropagation Algorithm for Arbitrary Physical Systems, a research team from Cornell University and NTT Research proposes that the controlled evolutions of physical systems are well suited to the realization of deep learning models, and introduces Physical Neural Networks, or PNN, a novel framework that leverages backpropagation algorithm to train arbitrary, real physical systems to execute deep neural networks. In other news, DeepMind, a subsidiary of Google Super Corporation, introduced Android ENV, an open-source platform for reinforcement learning, or RL, research built on top of the Android ecosystem. Android Env allows RL agents to interact with a wide variety of apps and services commonly used by humans through a universal touchscreen interface. Since agents train on a realistic simulation of an Android device, they have the potential to be deployed on real devices. In their report, DeepMind researchers give an overview of the environment, highlighting the significant features it provides for research, and the research team present an empirical evaluation of some popular reinforcement learning agents on a set of tasks built on this platform. In other news, a sign that coronavirus pandemic is nearing its end, Microsoft will hold On Location, Not Online conference in Orlando, Florida on June 8th to 10th, 2021. Title, Microsoft Azure plus AI Conference 2021. Here is the pitch about this conference from Microsoft. Quote, "Artificial intelligence is more than the hot new buzzword. It's the future of software. Microsoft is positioned to be the key player in AI, providing services through the Azure platforms. The Microsoft Azure and AI Conference brings together the best and brightest from Microsoft and the broader cloud and AI industry in the June of 2021 in Orlando, Florida." End quote. Finally, the Knowledge Corner. In machine learning, including deep learning, it is important to understand the difference between regression and classification. The main difference between regression and classification algorithms is that regression algorithms are used to predict the continuous values such as price, salary, age, etc., and classification algorithms are used to classify the discrete values such as male or female, dog or cat, true or false, spam or not spam, etc. Regression and classification are types of supervised learning algorithms. Supervised learning is the machine learning task of a learning function that maps an input to an output based on example input-output pairs. It infers a function from labeled training data consisting of a set of training examples. Unsupervised learning is a machine learning technique in which the users do not need to supervise the model. Instead, it allows to work on its own to discover patterns and information that was previously undetected. It mainly deals with the unlabeled data. In next episode, in our Knowledge Corner, we will cover a specific type of unsupervised learning, clustering. Stay tuned, and that's it for now. Thank you for listening, and stay safe, meatbags. Bye.